Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Wind Down Wednesday with Keisha. And tonight, y'all, of course, you see I have a repetitive offender on here tonight.
Okay.
So we're gonna do this thing because I always like male opinions because I think men and women, male and female, we both go through the same things in life. We have the same problems, and quite frankly, I think we all need therapy, as we were talking about before. So tonight we're gonna dive into how as humans, when we're in relationships and there's any type of relationship, um we have this grieving process that we go through. So we become attached to people. Then once we come unattached to people, is the acceptance part that comes in. And then our friends always having the audacity towards us to say, how dare you grieve this person that did you all these things that they did you, like the audacity of you to have feelings or to express your feelings. So we're just gonna kind of talk a little bit about that tonight. And I just want to say this too, like some of us, and how we choose partners out of love. Sometimes we're choosing out of attachment, right? So we're gonna talk a little bit, a lot about that attachment. I don't want to get into trauma bonding yet because that's a horse of a whole different color. And a lot of people don't really understand what that means. So we need to dive a little bit more into that topic to, so people can have a basic understanding what a trauma bond is. And,
You don't
and
sound too nice.
so
You know I ain't got no sense.
and those of us that basically had trauma bonds, I think we grieve the most our partners because those. And as I said, this a different tackle the topic trauma bonding, because I mean that's a real deep conversation. And not only do women have these bonding episodes, men do have this. Men have the same experiences basically. So, cousin, what do
Yes,
you
ma'am.
think about this? The topic that we're talking about overall, like, as far as how we choose our partners, and then accepting that maybe we start blaming ourselves for the failure of that relationship. And then your people asking you about, or telling you, well, why you grieving that person? Like there was no good to you. So what's going on?
I mean, as far as relationships and trauma, I mean, we all have trauma from something. Um, past relationships, growing up. I mean, your mama might have whipped you hard and you got trauma. But as far as grieving over past relationships, I mean, it may not be the relationship itself, it may be the comfort that you had for all of that time. The relationship might have been bad and you're grieving over someone that was beating you or someone that was treating you badly, but you may just be grieving over the situation, the attachment, other than the person itself, I would imagine. Men, women, I think we grieve differently, but we both grieve. Um, Men are always told to be hard, don't cry. I don't think I ever remember seeing any adult man cry ever. Now, would he cry in the background somewhere else? Would he cry over relationships? I've seen men get out of relationships, but they have to be hurting. We all have feelings. So I think trauma affects us differently. We show it differently, of course. Um, you wonder how people stay in relationships when there's the trauma happening at that time. I guess you find it more in women when it comes to abuse, physical abuse. But when they get into the next relationship, is that still baggage we all carry because we don't spend enough time healing? You know, I have trauma, I'm sure. I mean, my trauma may be relationship wise, my trauma may be PTSD, it may be other things, and I'm sure I have it, and I know I have it. Um, I've been trying to let myself heal for, whoa, we talking about 8 years now? I think I got sick one time in 2018, really, really sick. 2019, pretty much on my deathbed, I would say. Divorced. Well, my wife asked for a divorce in 2019, right when I was kind of, and then that happened, and then my dad passed away a few years after that. And did I ever have a chance to heal from one to one to one? Thank God I didn't jump into a relationship. I would have brought all that with me, that baggage. Can you imagine me with a woman? How would I be treating her after a divorce like this? And the trauma of injury from sickness and then a death of a family member, my dad at that. I don't think I would have been able to keep a woman at that time and give her what she needed. So I probably could have easily attached to someone and not the right one. And that would have been wrong. That would have been bad. So I'm not a professional at any of this. So I know how I feel about certain things. But I really can't understand from a woman's perspective as much. That's probably why you're here telling me.
Well, I think for the most part, as men and women, I think we all have, I think when we're sometimes at our lowest point, or we feel ourselves at a low, regardless if you've been in a relationship or, a good relationship, a toxic relationship, however it ended, I think, our basic human need kind of, you know, makes us a target all the time for comfort, because that is a basic need, to be loved, to be nurtured. Just like the flowers and the trees, they have to be nurtured in order to grow. As human beings, we need to be nurtured as we grow into the individuals that we are. Or and I don't think we ever, all of us, some of us kind of exceed our our full, I want to say, our full being and becoming who we are. Because if you have a great support system, you have love in your life coming from all different directions. If you are a healthy minded person, then of course you're going to excel in everything that you do without being in survival mode, which makes you a person that's capable of having a healthy relationship. But most of us are we are in survival mode. Yeah. So that need is um like we become attached to people, and without even knowing, we all possess addictions. Regardless of what it may be, we all possess some type of addiction, right? And I have one person that can be kryptonite to me. I'm not going to even lie. That is kryptonite, baby. When I don't care what happens, I could be mad as hell. I'm still going to give a listening ear to this fool. But anyway.
I had a friend ask me one time, well, how did you get through all that? I said, man, I went to church. I said, my comfort became comfort in the Lord because I had nowhere else to turn. That's where I went first. And then slowly, the next thing that happened was probably one of the best things that happened at the time was COVID.
Uh-huh.
It allowed me to sit at home, relax, look at me, and grow every day and just look at me. Slowly but surely, I would develop things and look at myself, look at the past, where I may have went wrong in the situation, trying to correct any of those things, and then slowly would get back on. But one thing that has haunted me has been always that trauma of death. I don't want to die. And sometimes I feel that I need to let that go because things that happened to me wasn't my fault. I mean, things just happen sometimes in life. You know, what they say, shit happens.
Yeah,
But same shit, different day, different, all that kind of stuff. So things that are out of your control, we sometimes need to let go.
we do. And you mentioned that death is a fear, but I mean, we all know that we gotta pass through the golden gates or the fiery gates one day.
I
So
ain't ready though. I'm
you
ready.
don't have to be ready.
I
But
said
this
I'm not
is my
ready
question:
yet.
Are you
I
a,
still want to see
a
the blue skies, the green glass. I want to see all that.
so
I mean,
let me ask you this question. So are you afraid when you die of dying alone? Or are you afraid of giving up the material things and or whatever you're holding on to? Because in order for I mean, because right now I live in a free spirit. I mean, I don't want to go anywhere, but I
mhm,
know the Lord, none of us are promised tomorrow, right?
correct.
So
People know me, sticks and bricks. That's all it is, sticks and bricks. I don't give a care about hardly any material thing in this world. I want my peace. I love, like I said, the blue skies, the green grass. I like to smell it all. I want to walk in the streams, walk in the water. I still want to go jump off a diving board from 20 feet that I ain't did since I was a child. You want me to, I will jump off the bridge, one of them bungees. I still want to live like that. So
mhm.
there was a time that I said, yes, I've done everything. I'm prepared to die. There was a time where I set up and I thought I was going. So I wanted to sell a house. I'm gonna sell a house. We're gonna take this money. I'm gonna buy my wife cash house. Now the rest of the money she's gonna sit on the side, calculating. She don't have to work again until about 5 years because she's gonna be grieving. The children gonna be taken care of, so she could be okay. And I'm doing all this, huh? Um, I want a divorce. I don't want to be married anymore. Oh, whoa, wait. Now I gotta change up. Whoa, what the hell going on? What? I ain't got time for that right now. You go on and do what you got to do. Okay, that's fine with me. Because I was still in this recovery mode. Now, after that, like I said, I had surgery and different things, and I was still trying to get through it all. And then once that hit, I was like, oh, wait a minute, what is going on here? And we're talking about probably 6 months after she said that, and I had surgery, and that almost botched me and killed me. And I said, okay, now it's time to make some other decisions. Because I think as men, one thing is, I knew who I was when I was growing up. My name was Larry Cleese. High school, my name was Larry Cleese. College, my name was Larry Cleese. Then I became daddy, husband, grandfather. Do you lose your identity as a man? And that's what you become. So it took me a while to come back to say, well, who am I? What do I like? What do I like to do? My vacations and birthdays and those type of things, it was all about everybody else, making everybody else happy. You
Mhm.
know, what do y'all want to go for? Okay, y'all want to go there for my birthday? I'm good. You know, what y'all want to do? I got yelled at because I took my wife to Disneyland with the kids on our anniversary. Oh, bro, I ain't never lived that one up. We was in Disneyland, all the whole family shit on our anniversary. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make everybody happy. That's my job.
But but as a man, like, because we always talk about, the female healing, how we heal. But if you know you've done everything as a man in a relationship to make that relationship what it's supposed to be. Like you're a provider, you're allowing her. Now I wasn't there. I don't know the dynamics of the relationship, but it's something about everything being provided was making that person miserable. So
Yeah, but no, I won't say that. What I'll say is happiness always comes from within.
it
If you
does.
don't have it here, there's nothing out here that can bring it here. So it starts here. I don't know what her. That's not me. That's between her and whatever. But from my outside looking in, it starts here, and there's nothing that can bring it there. I tried this. I tried. If it's not here, you can't have it. You know, you ask a man, well, You happy in your marriage? Happy wife, happy life. Oh, she happy? Man, you know women ain't never happy. So what? I mean, so what? I
But
mean, you
some women are happy. Like, but I
ask a
don't know
man.
why y'all
Ask a
say
man.
that. Not if your woman not happy, then that's a you problem. That ain't a universe problem. And the
Well,
same thing with a man. If your woman not happy, if your man not happy, then that's a you problem. That's not a universe problem. So that's something, because I think sometimes in relationships, like, it's more about the attachment. And I've been listening to this lady named Brittany Noel, and she talks a lot about her healing journey, and like why we become attached to people. And I have a little snippet of what she had to say about that. So hold on.
And now I have all these feel-good emotions that indicate to me this is where I can get this need met. And I've been literally a love addiction. The reason why it becomes addictive is because when you meet someone in that first meeting, that first date, biologically your body is sending you all type of hormones to tell you, love on him, girl, it feels so good. Dopamine kicks in, oxytocin kicks in, and now I have all these feel-good emotions that indicate to me this is where I can get this need met. And I've been starving from this for so long. So now I become my own addict, and I'm chasing a high. So even if he only shows up for me once a week, oh, it feels so good. Even if he ain't called me in 3 weeks, but that one phone call and my heart is just pounding. Because now I can get my hit again. I'm addicted to feeling loved. And the reason why it became an addiction is because the basic human need was never met. And so I'm chasing it everywhere I go, anywhere I can get it. And the reason why I was able to stay in this relationship so long is because when I'm with someone who's emotionally unavailable, the way in which they love us is called intermittent reinforcement. It basically means I'm gonna give you a little bit and you're gonna take a hit. And I give you a little bit and you take a hit. And so I get used to this pattern of getting my little bit and getting my little bit and getting my little bit. It's like when you feed a stray cat and they keep coming back to your house at the same time every day because they learn the pattern. You've been conditioned, but you weren't conditioned by him. No. You were conditioned by mama.
Whoa.
Now that was deep, right? And a lot of us, and that's how we become attached to people and don't even recognize that, although we really may not really want that person or be involved, like she says, your dopamines kick in. See, I have ADHD, so that's gonna happen one time. And yes, I am going to I'm gonna keep looking for that same high you gave to me the very first time. And basically, I was talking to an ex of mine last night, and we had a long conversation. And and we were talking about like things that happened in the past, and how like we connected and things like that. So, and I told him, I said, you were supposed to be a one night stand, right?
Oh, you were looking for that hit that one night, dopamine hit.
Yeah, I had that one little dopamine hit, but after that, it's like the person he was that I first saw in those first couple of days, or maybe first couple of months or whatever, it was all in the first. It's the person that I kept wanting to reconnect with. And I don't think that ever happened. So I've been disappointed throughout the whole situation the whole time.
The representative out there, huh? For the first few months, the representative came, and then true him come back.
So that high is gone, baby, and that's what keep us connected to people. And and one thing I've been learning and watching all these videos and podcasts and these panelists talk, and they've been talking a lot about how attachment versus alignment. And it took, it didn't take me long to figure that out, because alignment, and me and Chad, we are good friends. So me and Chad always, everything I put in Chad always come back and tell me, great, you chose boundaries versus attachment. You chose alignment versus attachment. So, when I go in and talk to her about different little things, because I kind of do my little therapy with that too.
Mm-hmm.
So when I started watching these videos, I'm like, okay, this is the theme of 2026. Attachment versus alignment, right? But overall, I think like social media has been trending with this because you have so many toxic relationships that show up on social media, right? And some of them have ended really, really in bad ways. So I think basically what it's trying to teach us and put on our mindset is because if you see something and you hear something enough, you start to think about it.
Yeah.
Like alignment means that if a person, if you have boundaries and someone does not respect your boundaries and respect who you are, just basic respect, then you have to draw boundaries and choose that yourself over that person. Because if you connect, because we can have again those trauma bonds, we can have those sexual attractions to people, and just like she said, that dopamine keeps you searching for that same high, that same spark, whatever happened in the beginning. And it's very likely that you're going to feel that ever again with that person, especially if you're not aligned.
People need to slow the hell down. That's number one. Kind of take things slow. Identify who you are first. That's number one. Identify who they are second. Then identify who y'all could be together. I always say trying to stick that little square peg in a round hole because they're in love. Just because you love somebody don't mean that's the person you're supposed to marry. Y'all just may not be for each other. I love people, but that don't mean I'm going to marry them because it probably will not work if they're bringing me a certain level of stress or they're bringing me not the exact comfort I need. That dopamine is an addiction. And I guess we're addicted to what? Love. We're addicted to the kindness. But I mean, those are just normal qualities in the person, I would imagine. I'm not a love doctor. I was married for 23 years, I think it was. I mean, I guess there was a lot of love there, but it didn't last. So I don't have answers on that. I know as a man, I just try to do the best I can. There's always two sides of a person. I guess there's the personality. Hey, I'm an asshole sometimes. Hey, people know that. Hey, I'm an asshole. But my character is the same. It's always been the same. I'm a very kind person. I care. I treat people with respect. That type of stuff. So you will get my representative a lot before you get to know me. And that's the truth. Now, could that be trauma, me not letting you in? But if it's worth it in the end, it's worth it in the end. And I take my time. I'm cautious. Was I always like that? I think I've always been like that, though. I think I've always been like that in a way. But I fell in love, 90 million times like that. Everybody falls in love with everybody. But like I say, I've probably loved, but wasn't really in love, but maybe once.
Davy, you have attachment issues.
What you mean I got attached to what?
You have attachment issues.
Wait, I don't want to be attached is what you're telling me? Or do I want to be attached?
Raquel said, you see Raquel said, what do y'all
talking about? We ain't talking about nothing, Raquel, because I ain't got no sense. But what kind of attachment issues you think I got? Attached to what? Attached or don't want to be attached? Which one is it?
I think you want to be attached. Now, committing is that's a whole different subject. But but the reason why I'm saying you've been attached because that's how we get involved with different people. Like, how many times you've been in love?
Man, I love you. In love, like I said, probably once.
I love everybody.
I love a lot of people too. Well, my cousin say I don't trust easily. Hell no, I don't trust easily.
Well, you're not supposed to trust easy. That like, and that's another thing that women have an issue with.
Trusting too much.
They trust too much. They tell all their business. You give the man the outline to how to do whatever he's gonna do to you. So
I think we already got the outline. It's all over social media because you got these ones out there saying this and this and that. And the men listen to what the women say more because we are good at looking, understanding, and saying, I know what she want to hear because if I want that tonight on the first, second, third date, I gotta follow these. Tell her everything she want to see. Give her that consistency. Give her this. Give her that. Give her that. Give her for a little while. But he might be giving her 3 at the same time because he really understand, but he looking for what I don't know what he's looking for. But I'm not gonna cheat on you. I'm not gonna do that. I will leave you first.
I will emotionally cheat with someone. Not physically.
You can't do that. That's not right.
I will I always have me a work husband. They're always good to have because I'm gonna need somebody to bring me breakfast and stuff in the morning and treat me.
You better let your man do that. Call him up and tell him, hey, I need some breakfast. What's wrong with that? Make you cook it before you leave the house. What? Why another one? Now we getting into that polygamy stuff again.
That's not polygamy. Emotionally cheating is not the same thing as.
Oh no, you got a problem with that one. It's the same.
It is not the same because guess what? I don't have attachment issues. I don't get attached to them. It's just I'm not emotionally attached to them. Like for them, it may be emotional, but for me, it's not. When I say,
oh, so now you're playing. You see, that's why me and you get on all 90 million subjects. You out there saying he's been with that. You can't do that. That's not right. That's not right.
First of all, if you tell a guy that okay, I'm in a relationship, it is vice versa. If a man tells if people let other people know that they're in a relationship and I'm not leaving my relationship, why can't we have a platonic friendship?
Oh, you can have that ain't what you said though. You said your work husband. That is
that's what we call him, a work husband.
Have 6 work husbands then. You can have 9 work husbands then. Why just one?
Not just one. I can have guys that basically just take care of me while I'm at work. There's nothing wrong with that.
Now, I remember a song where I don't know who it was. I can't remember. He go up to her and she said, well, I got a boyfriend. He said, well, that's a personal problem. He ain't worrying about that because one day he figured you're going to slip up because he can treat you better. Because he listening to every word you got to say. And as I just said, some of those minds understand, okay, I got this work wife, this work wife, this work wife. She ain't talking to this one about this one, and she ain't talking to this about this one, and my wife ain't talking to none of them. He gonna get you one day, depending on his mind.
Well, no.
Now, if y'all just friends and you can have friends, because
the thing is, the only way you can get got unless you want to get gotten.
That's not always the case. You come in there crying
case.
One day because you emotionally need this dopamine and you're going to get some dopamine.
But that's not the truth because physical need and emotional need is 2 different things. So that is totally different and one has nothing to do with the other. So that's not true. So you're right. It is not true. You can have.
No, you're right. I mean, emotional and physical, as I say, sex don't make a relationship and relationship don't make sex. It does not. But, baby, you have to be careful when there's emotions involved in any kind of way. Because physical sometimes just falls into it. We always say you don't help who you fall in love with. You can help who you fall into bed with. But love just happens sometimes, and it's tied into those emotions. And if you let your emotions out there to another person that may not be feeling the way you feeling about the physical part, those emotions, as the lady just said, you're looking for the dopamine. Sometimes those emotions just fall in for the wrong reasons. And then for some people, sex is just sex.
And
Not
that's
intimate.
exactly that's what it is. It's sex is just sex.
No, it's
And
not
the
for
thing of it
everybody.
is, you truly don't. Let me say this: you truly don't enjoy sex unless you and that person are compatible in that area, which means that y'all are aligned in some type of way that you know how to please each other to make each other feel good. Other than that, sex is just sex because you can penetrate and receive from anybody. It doesn't mean that there are prostitutes out there every day. It's a very transactional relationship. It has nothing to do with emotions. So people,
It is for some.
it has nothing to do with emotions at all.
Woo, woo. I've
So
been doing it all these time. I ain't got to blow in no ear, and I got to go all this kind of kissing on the neck. Just go and say, I want it. I want some sex.
transactional sex.
Oh no, I ain't paying for nothing.
It don't involve emotion. And just because two people, you can love someone, but being in love and loving someone is two different things, because we supposed to extend the grace of godly love to everybody. We supposed to be our brother and sister's keeper, right? So it has to be our understanding, and this is what I always talk about when I'm saying you have to be most emotionally intelligent and in tune with yourself to know the difference when you're not being emotionally responsible. So when you say you having an emotional relationship with someone, that's just a term on the street, like we're emotionally connected, but we're not. That people say if you're emotionally connected, you might as well just go ahead on and sleep with the person because you have built a bond. But not necessarily. You can have a best friend that's a female and you could care deeply for her. You can love her, and if anybody does her anything wrong, you're going to get emotional about that because that is your friend and you care for that person deeply. So it doesn't mean that you want to have sex with her because you have an emotional bond for her.
But can you
We
have
have
an emotional
emotional
bond with
bonds
two
with
women?
our children. You don't want to sleep with your damn children, but some people do take it
I
for
got you. But is it okay for
okay.
me to have an emotional bond with two women? One my wife and one another woman.
But just like you can love two people differently, you can have two different emotionally because everybody's service is something in our lives. Okay,
I agree.
everybody's service is something in our lives. Like you might have your wife she can fulfill you in every way that a wife is supposed to fulfill her husband. She's a dutiful, submissive wife. She does everything. She loves you. She knows your love language. She knows what you like. You feel comfortable. I mean, you with her. Then you can have a friendship that
because
but
I gotta
it
have a
goes
little bit more. I have to have that emotional 100% bond with a woman I'm going to marry. I have to have that unwavering trust, unconditional everything for a woman I'm going to marry, because in my time of weakness and everything else, that's where I'm going to look to. And if I can't handle, that's where I'm going to look to. So if there's pieces to that missing, especially trust and those type of things, it's going to be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I better get up off my, because I can't trust that. That's just me. Now, that's just me, I guess. It may just be me.
But I mean, as a spouse, we have a partner or whatever we have a different, we love differently. It's like I said, everybody fulfills something different in your life emotionally. They pour into you in different ways. Everyone does not service the same person in your life. I have an emotional connection to everybody in my family, but that don't mean it's the same type of emotional connection that I have with them. Like some family members, I'm emotionally connected to them, but baby, if like, okay, how you doing? And keep it moving. you know. So, but
You ain't gonna let that happen to them on the
that's
street.
still my people, and you're not gonna hurt them. That's just about because we're emotionally connected. We have a
Now, we all relationship. We ain't talking about just family now. I'm emotionally connected to my kids. I love them. Hey, that's unconditional love right there. I mean, that's an emotion. But we're talking about another person that could likely walk in if they wanted to and take advantage of that emotion if they wanted to.
but the
And you
only way that
out
but
there
they
to
do have predators out there. They do have
your
predators out there. So, and like I said in the beginning, like when I started talking about this, I said you have to be emotionally intelligent and emotionally in tune with yourself. So if you are lacking certain parts and you're looking for certain things in your life that you're like, if you're in a marriage and your husband is abusive, then that says a lot about the person that's in that abuse situation in the beginning. Then she has another guy on her job that's maybe just as abusive as her husband, but he's telling her the things that she wants to hear. He's stroking her hair, and every time he walk by, he makes her laugh because those are the things that she's missing in her life, that she longs for, that she's lonely for. So everyone fulfills, like I said, everyone fulfills something differently in my lifestyle. Like if I have a work relationship with someone, we talk on the phone, we at work. Our relationship is strictly at work. I don't talk to this guy at 4:30. After 4:30, I'm going home to my husband and my children. That is over. But we have a good relationship at work. And when we say work husbands, for me, that means I have a good working relationship with my coworker.
Well, he just ain't a coworker.
He look out for me and I look out for him. He does nice things for me. I do nice things for him as a team member. Now, if it was two females and my female coworker bought me breakfast every morning, or I bought her lunch or whatever, would it be? I know the two relationships would be seen totally different. And I don't know why.
But you asking for trouble. I mean, you asking for trouble. You are asking for trouble. You are asking to mix emotions and not have a relationship in this, and you're not asking for anything in return. Y'all giving back emotions. Okay. You asking for trouble with another man.
You're not asking for trouble, because the thing is, what is the pursuit of your emotion? That's the question right there. What is the pursuit of your emotion? And a lot of people are not honest enough to know who they are and what they stand for these days anyway. So they don't know what is the pursuit of their emotion. And that's what I mean by emotionally intelligent, because some things, if we know better, we do better.
Well, we're going to agree to disagree on this one, because you don't know what that man emotional whatever is, because everything, common sense ain't always common.
It's not always common, but as a man, like, we have to take accountability for our own actions. I don't have any control over your actions or how you react in certain situations. I have no control over that. If we go, even when we're in that, if you're not at work, you have men and women that have these non-monogamous relationships. Just like the young lady said when she was on here, if you are the type of person that is not emotionally intelligent, then there's no way that you can have that type of relationship. So there are men on the street that prey on women if they know that you're lacking certain things in your life. If you out here sitting at the bar and you telling everybody at the bar your problems every day, the devil always in the corner listening to everything you say.
And that's that man looking for you to give him some emotion.
Exactly. So now he playing on your emotions to will you in.
And that's what I say about that work husband. He doing the same thing.
Well, I don't want to say that.
You might be strong, baby, but you don't know what's going through his mind.
And you're right. You never know what's going on in somebody else's mind. And I'm gonna say this because I don't play games with many emotions at all. I don't play with anybody's emotions. I'm very straightforward, straight cut. I like you, I don't. There's no pretense with me about anything. Because when I was younger, I had to learn my lesson about, oh girl, he just a trick. He this, that, another trick, then trapped me in his car and almost choked my ass to death. a trick almost kicked down my door because I was not exchanging the emotion. I wasn't
Reciprocating what he was wanting.
reciprocating
Yeah.
what they wanted. So that was a lesson I learned a long time ago as a younger woman. So I don't play with anyone's emotions. Not anything we talk about is going to be straight up, straightforward. So if again, when you're in alignment, then you have these boundaries, right? When you're in alignment with yourself, you have boundaries. So I have a 3-strike rule that's really a 2-strike rule because I'm not gonna let you get to number 3. The first time you do something on brand, I'm gonna say okay. The second time you do something on brand, you out of here. So that's why, it's hard for me to really even receive anybody. Like I date, sometimes I go out, sometimes I don't. But this is what the era I am in my life right now. My peace is very expensive, baby. You can't even afford my peace if you're not coming correct. So if you do 2 things, you out of here. Because although I want a companion and I want to be in a relationship, I don't have the need and I'm not desperate. Well, I'm gonna say I'm not desperate or to where I receive anything in my life. So if you come into my life and you talking about you believe in the universe, then I know you can't leave my household if you praying to the universe. Now sometimes it work.
I'm good at setting boundaries. I'm really good at that. I will put you in the friends. Oh, if you're in the friend zone, you there forever. Like I told you, if you dated my friend, I'm not dating you. If you married my friend, I don't care if you're deceased. I'm not dating you. That's just 100% off limits. I have female friends that I grew up with. I'm not dating you. You my girl. I'm not touching you. So I can set boundaries real well. And is it because I protect my emotions and feelings? Probably so. But I know where to draw the line on some things because you do not want to mess with a woman's emotions. And that's number one, because when mad day come, you in trouble. And they always 9 steps. They always thinking to me. Like, I don't understand, and I'm just a man. I don't understand abusive relationships. I don't understand a man beating on a woman. Because how you sleep like this at night? Wondering where that hot grease and that hot grit's gonna come from. I mean, Lorena Bobbitt didn't say I'm gonna come over there and chop it off, and he start running. Oh no! She got him some kind of way, and we know how she got him. So mad day come and you didn't beat this woman up. She got you. So I don't understand how a man can sleep well at night because he gonna have that emotion, whatever, and she gonna come to him, and she gonna slip that knife behind. Whoop! I told you, bro. I don't want parts of that. Okay. So beating and all this, baby, no, baby. I'm sorry. I'm gone. You can hit me upside the head. I'm gone, cause I'm not gonna sit up there and beat and abuse you, cause you're gonna get me back. So I don't understand how some of these men still alive. I don't understand it.
I don't understand it either, but you know how long a woman has to have been in grieving of herself to get that emotionally unstable to want to kill somebody.
No. I was going a different way. No. So basically, what that woman said, that emotion, she getting the love every now and then. And then she get beat up in between. Then she getting that dopamine hit. That's feeling good. She's willing to accept a little bit more pain. She's getting that dopamine hit again, that love. Then she's willing to accept more pain. So I can see where trauma may have done that. But baby, they got somebody that's gonna love you. They got somebody that's gonna love you for you. Please walk away, because he don't love you. Because you wouldn't do that to somebody you love.
But who's to say that person doesn't love them? Because behaviors are learned. Okay. You can love some. You ever heard that you can love someone to death? Where they love becomes an actual possession.
I've heard that. I can't imagine that. Because why, once it's gone, how you keep loving it? I guess you love it after death.
Well,
I mean, yeah, I mean, love to death. No, baby, no, baby, no. That's a concept I can't understand. I
yeah.
can't understand that. I can't
Well,
understand.
I think the relationship starts off as love, but some people are just a little bit emotionally unstable, where they're incapable of expressing that in a healthy way. So that's what happens in that situation. I mean, they have to love. They had to love at one point. They hooked up together. They had some kind of chemistry. They had kids together, but but men just not. It's just not men that
As
be.
I said, just because you love someone don't mean y'all need to be together. That's just bottom line. Y'all not good together. Y'all not reciprocating the same respect to each other. And that's a big part of a relationship. Not just the sex, not just you got to have the respect. You got to have more than love, a lot more than that. You know how we get off subject. What was our subject on tonight?
Oh, our subject was on. I mean, we talking about it, but we
Okay.
talking
I
about
just want to
it
make
in line. So the topic is attachment. Why do we choose who we choose? So I
and
think
because of trauma in the past, and okay, I got you. I just want to make sure. Okay, so I mean, look.
so basically, you know, so that's how we supposed that's the direction we supposed to be going. so we talked about all of that. So we all on
Okay,
topic,
I
but
got you with the trauma. I can see how basically looking at the video of what that lady said, the trauma, and every now and then getting that love. If you feel you haven't had it enough in your life, you may not get it from somewhere else. The grass ain't always green on the other side of the hill, as they say. But I guess, how much do you love yourself? And can you give yourself enough love, or is it just attachment? I love myself. Baby, you gonna kill? Hey, I never kill myself. I love me too much. I'm not leaving here like that. I just love me too much. So that is the respect I have for myself.
But you know how to you have healthy love for yourself. That's the key word. So if a
Don't
person
tell me they got unhealthy love, meaning that.
well the thing
Yeah,
is, and as I said, behavior is learned, right? So
yeah,
everything that we exhibit as a human at this point we've learned in behaviors, we've learned them. You know, we learn how to love from those who love us.
yeah, yeah. So I
We
mean, when you get to those young men, you don't hug your son and that kind of stuff, and that's a learned behavior because you probably won't hug your son, or you won't have that communication in that way. So yeah, I can see that. I'm not saying it's unhealthy, but we're taught how to love in different ways.
we are. So if a man is abusing his wife, because I mean, abuse is not just physical, it's emotional as well. So, and some men are, I like to say narcissists because they say we know all the right words.
Right word.
When we
To get us
start
to shut
saying
the
out
hell up.
those
Now I got to go think about my narcissist.
words. So I've been called a narcissist a couple of times myself, and I know so good and well I don't possess any narcissism. Now I may be a little controlling at times but the only being I want to be in control of is me and what happens to me. So anything that's spinning around in Keisha's circle, I am damn for sure gonna try to control it because I don't want it to damage me.
But you can't control everything. Some things are just gonna be
and
beyond
some
your control.
exactly. And some things is like, but the things that I can control, I'm gonna the best to try to my the best of my capability to control it. To keep it from around me. and that's just the bottom line.
Now,
But
is that a boundary? Is that fear because you don't want the uncontrolled or unexpected to happen, or what is that?
I don't want I don't like the unexpected. I do not like being surprised. When you surprise me, I might throw a box of popcorn in your face and be like, what the hell? I don't like surprises. You have it not.
Oh, you're the narcissist. Then I don't even know that word mean half the time. I gotta go look it up.
No,
I don't even
not
hear
to
those kind of
that.
words
I
out
like
there.
surprises, but I don't
You're a
like
control freak.
I am. I like to be in control of me. I don't like haunted houses because I don't like the feeling that I get somebody jumping out on me. That's too unexpected to me. I don't like crowds of people because I just have anxiety about different things, and I acknowledge my anxiety. So yeah, I always have to drive because I want to be in control of my destiny. I don't like people driving me around.
Well, hey,
So
I would enjoy that because I'll sit back and then when a woman drive me because I'm tired. Hey, you want to drive? Hey, where we going? I'm good with that too. Okay,
now I do like to be ruled, like I like to be catered to sometimes too, though. But it's just a thing with me. It is what it is. It just depends on who you get when you get them.
Oh,
So
so I might get some of that personality that might swap today and be another person tomorrow.
it just depends on
But,
how I'm feeling. And then it
but
has a lot to. And I guess let me rephrase it. If I'm with someone and they're driving me, it's my trust level with that person too. So it has a lot to do with trust and me trusting the person to have my best interest in mind at all times. And if I'm comfortable with you, you could take me to the moon and back.
yeah. I had an uncle that nobody drove him nowhere. I don't give a care. Joker, he driving.
Uh-huh.
He was old school. He driving. He didn't give a care, but good driver. I mean, and he knew everybody. Nobody else could drive as well as him. He gonna pay
Yeah.
attention to the road. He gonna do this and gonna do that. So your life was in his hands. And his life wasn't gonna be in your hands, not at all. But I can understand you with that because I mean, men have a lot to do with the way you react to because women do a lot of reacting to our emotions, our feelings, how we act in that day, how we walk in the door. So and that's our fault if you're reacting. I'm not gonna say our fault. We need to be aware of the emotions that we may have to hang at the door. That if it was a bad day at work, why don't bring that in your house?
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with this. Because that emotion you bring in is gonna come in and she gonna react.
Yeah,
She might have been having the best day in the world, and vice versa. She need to leave that at the door because this is my safe haven. This is our safe haven. Don't let that stuff in.
Yeah, and then our nervous system it reacts to our triggers, our trauma triggers. So,
oh, you got a dog.
Yes, I do have a dog. He heard something fall. He had me turn around like, what's going on? So, yeah. So it just depends on like being in tune with your triggers. Really, you have to know your triggers, and to kind of control that nervous system because your uncle probably had been in a bad wreck with someone that was driving. So just the thought of someone driving him around, he has more control of his life, he feels, if he's driving. If I kill myself, oh well, but I'm not gonna let nobody else kill me. So, our nervous system reacts to things very differently where we have the need to try to be in control of some things, depending on what type of trauma we have experienced in our lives. Like, I have been in gunfire twice, so I don't like firecrackers. I don't like, and that is one of the reasons why I need to be in control of where I am. So I kind of, and being a social worker out here in the streets, I've seen and witnessed and been confronted with some craziness that I feel more in control. Like somebody asked me, you don't like wearing dresses to work or whatever. I wear dresses sometimes, but I feel more in control of who I am as a professional woman when I wear pants. Like I got nuts too.
Well, I'm not really I drink. I don't drink often. Do I drink out? Probably not much because I like to be aware of my surroundings. I like to see what's going on. I like full control of who I am, what I see, and what's going on around me. Because they got fools out here that drink all the time, and then all of a sudden they just jump up. So if I do drink, I would go. I have to be around people I really trust.
Yes.
That's going to have eyes and ears. So I rarely drink out. And if I do at home, then I really don't like to drink at home because if I'm in here by myself, which I am now, I'm like, whoa, what's that? What's that? Nope, the dog's gonna run around the house because the dog's gonna kill you. So I gotta have them because I trust them. So that's one reason why I don't drink so much because I'm like to be in control of my thoughts because I had an experience that I really don't even remember happened one time, and that was a bad experience. And I said, never again. Never
So,
again.
so when you think, well, it's not thinking about it, like the videos talked a lot about grieving and what grief was and things like that. Like it's 7:26 now, so I'm not gonna play the little video because
Okay.
it's a little long. But
Mhm.
she talked about being in our grieving process and basically a lot of her videos focus on just sitting in your emotions, sitting within your grief and confronting it, right?
Mhm.
So we often, and we were talking about this earlier, we often encounter relationships, and I think as people we tend to let our support system sometimes guide us or tell us, kind of judge us on how we should react in lieu of a breakup with someone, or how we should act in lieu of, and we let our families bully us into this behavior as well. I say bully because they want you to think and feel that way, and we start to hide our own emotions because you really can't disclose to them like what I'm really feeling, what I'm really going through, because they feel like you shouldn't even have those feelings anyway, because like they're not understanding. How could you love someone that did you everything but treat you like a king or a queen? Like they cheated on you, they lied on you, they used you for your money, they used you for this, they beat on you, they emotionally, verbally abuse you. How could you love someone like that? But they're not in that relationship with that person to see the good things, because everybody has the capability of being a good person at times, right? When they want to be.
When they want to be. Yeah. So I mean, for me, when I think about anything, when you have grief, when you have trauma, when you're in a relationship and things are going bad, you go talk to your girlfriends. You go talk to your male friends. Everybody should have someone to talk to. Now, you call it therapy if you want to. You can call it a psychologist, psychiatrist, therapist, whatever you want. It's still just a person that's non-judgmental, that can see from the outside. And they're not looking at that day they was nice today. They're not looking at the day they was bad. They're looking at that pattern of that person and you at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So that they can see that, well, maybe this is not that normal. They don't pass judgment, but they have ways of making you realize that maybe you should look at this situation differently. Everybody needs counseling, especially men, especially black men. We have been through a lot in our lives that we don't talk about, not supposed to talk about. Like I say, I don't remember ever seeing too many grown men cry in my life. It's not allowed. Now, you have little children, yeah, they boys. Once you get a certain age, bro, you better put that right there and move on. So when you hold that in for so long, how do you handle it later? Because it's probably eating you up inside some type of way and it has to come out and talk. Like I say, this is a subject that I don't talk about much. Will I talk about it again? I have to. Because you have to verbalize and let it out so that you can also hear it. I was listening to the pastor. I think it might have been this morning. I heard pastor say, "I mean, you don't hear it because you mumbling under your breath. Hear it, speak it into existence, speak what's there, so now you could hear it. And when you hear it, then you may start to understand it. So talk to someone, friend, family, but somebody that has no judgment, that doesn't know that other person. They may know you now because they've talked to you, but there's no judgment. So they can just hear it from the third party and make sense of it all, because we try to make sense of things and we got too much trauma, too much going on here, too much feeling, too much love, too much attachment, too much this, too much that. Hear it from somebody else. Just listen. Let them listen to you. And they generally don't give judgment. Yeah, I'm in therapy. Hey, I love it. Hey, I love to talk to my therapist. Me and her, we cool. Hell, shoot. Just another person to talk to.
And it is. And fellas, you heard that we all need therapy, not just women. And women, please, we all need therapy. We all need someone to talk to, because we've all been through some trauma. I know I can't be the only one that had a bad relationship with someone. And many of us have many bad relationships because we don't heal. We don't take the time to heal. We don't take the time to fix ourselves. We look for the other person to fix us. So therapy will do that. It will help you think and feel a different way. Once you have and finding positive outlets instead of your friends who gonna tell you whatever you probably want to hear at this point in time, because you done saying the same story to them over and over again until they just like, oh, I'm tired. Or you don't really talk to your friends because you done told them the same thing so many times that now they sick of you, so they're just being very, I say, nasty with you because they don't want to hear it anymore. So the best thing to do is find someone, a paid professional, to sit down and you can iron these, like we used to say, iron these things out, but in therapy, talk it out. Find coping skills.
Yes.
Find ways of resetting, and just finding a way to figure out what do you need emotionally to make you emotionally intelligent. I want y'all to start reading about what emotional intelligence looks like. Start reading books and meditating, because self-awareness is everything. If you have self-awareness and you have emotional intelligence, then guess what? You know how to reset yourself in any situation. You have self-mastery when you have those things. So, and many of us, we grieve, and we don't know how to get ourselves out of the funk that we are in. Sometimes you may have been suffering from depression from other things, maybe in that relationship, outside of that relationship, and just whatever that relationship was that didn't make you happy, just was an onset or one of your triggers that trigger you right back into that depression. Because depression doesn't develop overnight. That's something that happens over a course of time. So those are things that we need to start educating ourselves about when we need to seek attention versus seeking a positive connection with someone and being in an alignment with someone. So as I want to close with this, and then and next week you can look forward to me coming on. I don't know when Mardi Gras is, but whenever the parades start, I don't know. I might be at the parades, but anyway, I'm gonna shoot for next.
So we're gonna be on Wind Down Wednesday, doing something, saying something.
We have
people up. We gonna be here.
We gonna be here. So y'all know I write my little healing songs and stuff. So as I was watching these little these videos, I came up with this healing songs, and it reads as, I grieve what I gave freely. I grieve what I hope for, but I will not be shamed. I will not shame myself for wanting love that felt safe. So just remember, you just wanted something and you thought you received something that was feeling safe to you. So on that note, good night, and we'll see y'all next Wednesday. Join your girl Keisha, Wind Down Wednesday, 6:30 on YouTube and Instagram, KPR Productions LLC. So, and you can check us out after we've recorded. Yeah, and just check me out next week. Good night.
Good night.